Hey guys, I'm Caleb with Farm Boy Tactical. Before we can begin any kind of knife training, all the cool moves and everything, we first have to lay a good foundation. Just like with any other weapons, knives have to be understood. You have to know how to use the weapon, you have to know how to shoot the gun before you can start doing force-on-force training with the gun. Knives are the same way. Today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Before we start, quick disclaimer, this is not a real knife, and if you are just learning how to defend yourself with a blade, I would highly recommend you did not use a real blade while doing that so that you don't cut yourself or do anything stupid. The other part of the disclaimer is, look at this YouTube, this is not a real knife, this is a fake knife, it's a trainer blade, you could call it a toy knife if you wanted to, but don't give me a strike for being dangerous. So what do we need to know about this blade? What's the target practice or the range practice we need to know before we can get into the shoot house or whatever we're going to do, if you will take my analogy. So basically, first thing we need to know is how to grip it. The two main ways of gripping the blade is so that the blade is pointing up. You call it a straight grip, some people call it a hammer grip. Doesn't matter what you call it, the blade is pointing up. And basically you just grab around the handle and the thumb may be on the spine of the knife or it may be down here. I'll try to explain that in just a minute. Then the other way of gripping a knife is in the reverse grip, okay? This is also called the ice pick grip, the prison shank grip. Even though prison shanks are sometimes held like this, sometimes they're held like this. But anyways, basically the way we do the reverse grip is we grip it so that the blade is upside down, if you will, and we put our thumb over the back of the blade. Now, some variations with this is we can have it pointing so that the edge of the knife is pointed out, or it could be pointed in. Okay, so what would be the advantage of pointing the edge in? Well, not enough that I ever really do it, but if you wanted to, basically it allows you to kind of do a hooking motion so that you're, drawing your assailant into you so that you can devastate him with cuts. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that too much in this video, but basically that's why you do it. Same with the straight grip. You could also do this edge in with this hooking motion. Why do I keep my thumb on the spine of the knife? Well, basically I think it gives me more control. I find it's harder to take the blade from me, and I just like to do it that way. It's also how I throw, so I like to fight in the same position that I throw. Just makes everything simpler. Now, whenever I come in for a hard stab, I bring my thumb down. So basically it's kind of like when you punch, you twist into it. With a hard stab, I bring the thumb down so that I'm not stabbing my thumb into whatever, whatever target I'm trying to, stab into. Well, I don't like to switch grips a lot. I do think that it's very, very important that you know how to switch between different grips while in the middle of a knife fight, a very bloody, very stressful sort of situation, if you will. So basically, the way you want to go from a straight grip to a reverse grip is two different ways. Okay, one is you just bring it down like this, and then as you come down, you kind of rotate it just a little bit in your hand so that it comes edge out. Because basically, I just like to have the edge out in most instances, okay? Because if I just went straight down, watch that, now the edge is in. However, I want to have the edge out, whatever I do, so I'm going to come edge out. Okay, so I've got to rotate it one way or the other. So there's that way. Then the other way is to rotate it first, and then bring it down. And that happens to be the way I like it. Some people like to bring it down first and then rotate it. Other people like to rotate it first and then bring it down. I don't find there to be a whole lot of difference. Just train well with whatever way that you're gonna use. And then to go from the reverse grip to the straight grip, I will say that it's a lot easier to go from straight to reverse and reverse to straight, which is another reason I like straight grip better. Basically, what you're gonna do is basically the reverse of what you just did there. So basically come in here, either rotate up or up and then rotate, whichever one works best for you. So basically, simple drill, just do it over and over again. So that's where I'm gonna end this video. I think you got a lot of information to be thinking about. You've got a drill to be coming from straight to reverse and back again. That's your basic drill to be working on. And as stated earlier, I am Caleb with Farm Boy Tactical, and we'll see you next time.